Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
The custom, the minhag of writing Beis Samech Dalid or Beis Hey on the top of a letterhead and other forms of writing. What is exactly the custom? What's the source of the custom? When was its historical inception? What are its reasons? When should it be written? How should it be written? Does it contain holiness, kedusha? Can the paper be put in the garbage, or does it require a geniza? All these questions, Eretz Hashem, we will clarify within this and the next lesson on this subject. In this lesson, we will discuss the general custom, its meaning and reasons, and its history. While in the next lesson, we will cover the halachic debate behind it, the practical ruling of Gdei Yisrael, what was their custom and how do they direct people to follow, as well as the Rebbe's directives on this subject. So practically today we see that many people, when they write a letter or write anything on a piece of paper and the like, they start off with Beis Hey or Beis Samech Dalid and other abbreviations of the like. It is unclear when this custom first began. We don't have any hint of it documented in the Talmud, in letters written in the times of Gaonim or Rishonim. It's omitted, it's not written there. The first hint of this custom can be found in the words of Yehuda HaChassid in Sefer Chassidim 884. Yehuda HaChassid lived in the mid-12th century. And there he writes as follows. The Pasuk says in Bereshis, and on that day they began calling in the name of God. It's referring to Enesh. And the very next verse states, this is the Sefer. Says Rabbi Yehuda HaChassid, from here we learn that when an author begins to write a sefer, he's to daven to Hashem to be successful to finish it. Now this is about davening, not about writing the words, Hashem help me. However, he continues, that there was once a Chacham who saw an author write the name of Hashem on top of the Sefer Torah. And he asked him, what are you doing? And the author replied, the above psukim we just mentioned, from which we learn you have to mention Hashem's name before you begin a sefer. So the Chacham replied, as we said, that means to daven, to pray, but not to write. You can't write Hashem's name in a Sefer Torah that's in addition to any of the words. Sefer Torah must be exact in its number of letters and words. Yehuda HaChassid continues that by other Sfarim the custom has become to write B'Shem Hashem, which symbolizes that the person is writing L'Shem Shamayim for the sake of heaven, and those who learn the Sefer will learn it L'Shem Shamayim. This is our earliest source for the custom. Although it doesn't mention the exact nusach of Beis Hey or Beis Samech Dalid, and it doesn't talk about writing it when you write a letter to someone, but rather when you're writing a Sefer, nonetheless, this is its first mentioned at all relating to any type of writing. Our first and earliest explicit source that says that it is written on letters that you write to people is in a sefer titled Toldas Yitzchak, which was written by the uncle of Rabbi Yosef Kara of the Beis Yosef, Maran Bala Shulchanaruch. Rav Yitzchak Kara, the uncle of Rav Yosef Kara, lived in Turkey, and Rav Yosef Kara actually lived by him for some time prior to emigrating to Tzfas. And there he writes in Parshas Metzora, page 88. Quoting, therefore the custom is to write in the heading of every letter, Beis Hey, as the verse states, in all your ways you shall know him, end quote. So the Toldas Yitzchak takes a similar custom already quoted in Sefer Chassidim and writes that the custom now is to write this by all letters. And he also adds an explicit abbreviation that's written. It's specifically Beis Hey that's written. Beis, 2 dashes, and then Hey. And he also explains the reason this is done, to emphasize that everything we do is for the sake of God. Similar to what Rabbi Yehuda HaChassid wrote in Sefer Chassidim. In letters of the Rebbe we find that the idea of writing Beis Hey helps bring divine assistance to what we are doing, and that we should be successful in writing whatever we are writing, and accomplishing what we desire to accomplish with it. So to summarize, the universal practice which we see today amongst most Jewry, to write Beis Hey on a letterhead of a letter, article, or document, Mekoyre B'Harei Kodesh, is sourced and rooted in the writings of Yehuda HaChassid close to 1,000 years ago, is testified to have been widespread already in the 1500s by the uncle of Rav Yosef Karo, and is done to help connect one's activity with God, and shows that everything one does is for the sake of God, and that we should have divine assistance in what he is trying to accomplish. In Eretz Hashem, in the next lesson on this subject, we will discuss the discussion in the Poskim regarding writing this, some issues that have been brought up against it, the practical directive and custom of Gdei Yisrael, alternative abbreviations of Beis Hey, such as B'siyata Deshmaya, Be'ezus Hashem, Beis Samach Daled, etc., and the practical directives that one is to follow as the Rebbe laid out.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.